Well, hello again. Um, as usual, I don't really have much of an agenda, but one thing that did happen is I don't know if you remember, but I had been mentioning that what could have been or what might have been a good drone for this might actually be the Webby, but that I didn't have one, and that actually I had never ever gotten one before. I'd never won one before, never picked one up, never got one through any data pads. Don't know how that ever happened, but I never did. So then last night I was here and I had enough keys to spin the old doohickey, and I forget, did I get it on that one? I forget. I got junk on this. There's nothing in here. But I got the Webby. I won it on here, and I was sitting there thinking about, So now, though, of course, I don't have enough to get it all the way up, and there's no good deals right now. So it's in here somewhere. There it is. The only lonely. I just got it. Now the thing about it is you get 10% damage. You get the blast shot accumulation. I don't know if that stacks. The accumulation stacks with the blast shot that comes out of the new weapons. The Pylum and the Gladius or whatever the heck that is. And then which is spear and sword. I don't know. Because isn't that what a Pylum is? Isn't that the Roman spear that was designed to bend so it got hooked up in the shields? And wasn't the Gladius the short sword with the thrusting tip on it, right? I don't know. I could be wrong. But it should move fast enough, because I think it moves at 58. So I should be able to get a slowdown on everything with all my shots. What I don't know if it'll do anything is I don't know if any of its effects qualify to kick this off. It'd be nice if they did, because Rust obviously is a little bit of a bonus out there with all the healing and stuff because of the what it does to the gray damage, but don't have enough to do that one yet, so it's gonna have to wait. But see, these, so I was curious, these have that accumulation on the blast damage, and so I was wondering if that other thing stacked with it or not. Not that was the big deal of it. The big deal of it was, that you get the 10% damage and you get the slowdown, which is nice when you're dealing with range. Keeps them from getting away. But that's about that. There's not much else that's going to change in this hangar anytime soon. So let's see. Let's see how the day's going. I have not dropped into a single match yet today. One thing that, it's like I never ever actually listened to myself or heard myself on a recording before until I started doing this. Yeah. I mean, why would I, right? You kind of hear your own voice in your head, but it's not the same thing as hearing how you sound after the fact, right? So with that, there's other things I noticed too. Like, I can have a bit of a bad attitude sometimes, and I don't know, I wasn't a real fan of some of that, because here's the thing. For me, there's something known as the 7 ways, the 7 grandfather teachings, the 7 sacred teachings. There's a variety of ways that you hear them described, but they're kind of important, and they act actually as spiritual guidelines for me. And within there is one, and it's you think it sounds easy to do, but it's not quite so easy, and that is respect. And respect is, you know, the thing about the teachings is they're all things that are supposed to be done in deed, not word, right? So, let's see if we can get this guy. So respect, for example, it's not about being respectful in speech, it's about acting with respect. And, you know, one of the ways I was looking at that recently is whether or not you're looking at other people in what I would consider to be good faith or bad faith, right? And the thing about that is that you know, if I assume that the randos I'm with are dumb or slack, you know, whatever, that's not a good faith approach to it. I'm not giving them respect for the fact that they could be doing everything in their power, trying to do their best, and just because I'm not seeing it, I'm writing it off. So I'm gonna try to be better as far as that goes. I know it seems like kind of a minor thing, but to me it's something, you know, it applies. But, you know, to me it's something that applies, you know, broadly, right? Until I'm proven wrong, I should be operating with the benefit of the doubt, right? Because that's operating in good faith. To do less than that is exactly that, to do less than that. Oh, I did not know there was a miner down there. Uh-oh, looks like we're getting overrun back here, which is not good for me. Oh, now I know what happened. I was accidentally leaning on my right button. Don't have anybody really able to help me. You should be taking a lot more than that, bud. Because let's face it, orbital strikes don't last forever. And I don't see anything that's going to give them that kind of juice. Well, there's no reason to drop. I don't know what happened to my team. Apparently, they weren't able to put up much of a fight. Such is the way of things. I do think that the one guy was a bit on the suspect side, because you can have 10 seconds if you have a Bifrost and you have a pair of defensive things on there. That's 10 seconds. Without changing a beacon, without doing any kills, you're not going to get that to show up back to back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, it's just not that tough. I have 2 of these, and yeah, you got defense on there, but again, an orbital strike only lasts so long. You're only going to be able, even with 100, you're not going to bring the damage to 0. You're not going to bring it down so that maxed out weapons on a Titan only do 10,000 damage in an entire clip, 15 seconds or something. No. It's a nice try, but you might have turned it up a little high, bud. He must have been the one camping the guys in the back. Let's see here. Let's go back here. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's go all the way down here and go to this. So maxed, this isn't gonna, it doesn't give you like 100 defense points. It gives you like 40. And then you can pick up a temporary boost, but only if you're below 40%, and he was never down there, so he never picked that up. Then if we go and we go here, he didn't stealth, so he didn't have this. I didn't see anything going off, but we know he didn't have this, because if it did go off and I didn't catch it, it wasn't stealth. So after that, you really only have a couple of options. You have this, and if you, I've never done anything with this, you can see it's not leveled at all. But okay, let's say you put a couple of defenders on here, right? 10 seconds of 200 is the max that you can get out of that. Add that to the 40 you get on that, add that to another possible 20, because the fight wasn't that long that you had on the one. And temporarily, for 10 seconds, you would have 260, right? After the 10 seconds, you go back down to 60. 60 is not going to stop the damage that was coming in. So then we go to the one other option that you have, and that's this. And again, this is nice, but you've got only 3 seconds at peak. After that, it's all going down, and you got, again, a maximum of 200 for 10 seconds. It was when he got past the 10 seconds and no additional effects went off that things got a little sus. At least to me. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm reading it for right now. Some things stand out as a little odd. That one stands out as a little odd. And again, I've got the gear for it. And I tried to give benefit of the doubt, but, when it just went on and on and on, you're like, well, I've had that, and I know how long the fight goes, and I know how much your recycle time is on X and Y, and the maths aren't adding up. So, it happens sometimes. And I could be wrong, but it'd have to be shown to me. Oops, this isn't what I wanted. I did this in one of my other fights. I dropped the H and I didn't want to. I was like, ah, thanks, dummy. Is like nobody actually going up there? Nobody's going up. Well, that gives us a little idea how this battle's gonna go. All right. No surprises, I sat in the back for too long, but I wasn't getting a real sense, judging by the beacons, that my team was actually doing anything. And yeah, it looks kind of like I was right. They're all still sitting in the back. And you know what? I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to assume that they're just non-existent. Another camper. Yep. No. That guy went in for a fight. That guy's going in for a fight. I am always happy to take Titans as a better late than never kind of scenario, right? on that one. I didn't see him back there in time. Oh, look what we got back over here. Well, alright, it looks like at the end the Titans came out at the right time. The other guys were a little late on dropping theirs. So there's a question. I don't think I'm that fast on dropping the Titan because it seems like, you know, the people that are fast are dropping them in less than a minute. And usually it takes me 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to drop mine. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'm dropping it that fast, but maybe it is. But you look here. I mean, I kind of held off a little bit, and once I saw that they were dropping, I made sure. But you look how many of them dropped. What did they do? Like 3 other ones other than me all dropped at the same time. Yeah. That's what we like to see. That's how you do it, because then it gets hard to stop. He must be the other one with unknowns. Yeah? No, yeah, he is. Okay. I swear I've seen that name before. But I don't know. I'm not good with names. See, so I was a little down, but not as bad as I've been in the past. So it was a little less of a surprise when pulled it out. So, you know, I've been proven wrong far too many times. I have to just start being more positive. Oh, this is, next. You know, the worst part is I've squatted with some of these guys, so I know what's gonna happen. Alright, well, you know, this is what happens when you get a full squad. No surprises. Attack your lumps like a man! You guys are ganging up on me. That's not right. You know that's not right. Come on. Let me move. Nope, not moving. So, now we're just in the effort to try to get damage going, right? Try to get a little... blinded. I hate being blinded. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Take what you can get, right? Uh-oh. Not good.
Uh-oh. Hide! Hide! Glad I got rid of that one mauler. Holy cow. Come on, guys. Stay alive. It's a fight. It's a fight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're pulling ahead. They're pulling ahead. They finally took the ground they needed. Uh-oh. That guy kept hiding from me. I wanted him. I could have had him. Those are soft. And the thing about it is with the Nodin, if you've got the suppression up, I can take his damage down to almost nothing, which gives me enough of a head start to burn him down. That's pretty unusual for me, but you know what? I got hung up on that one side beacon fighting those guys that whole time, and I never got to change it. And admittedly too, knowing that it was an entire squad of Next, and I believe it could be wrong, but I think Next has Tank is in Next, and I think Junk Mail's in Next too. I'm not 100% certain, so they have some good players in there. I don't think you can hope to do much more than that when you drop with randos against a full squad, right? We were fighting back for a little while, but they just couldn't quite hold it. Needed a few more upper level people. Actually, 2 more. 1 more, maybe. We were close. I've never figured out why Pix thinks that cycling through this crap is a fun part of the game, or even really all that necessary. I think you could probably trim it down a notch. Sometimes when I look at this, right, and you look at, you got this, and then you got that, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and then you got this, and you got that, and you got this, and you got these things down this side, and you got this over here. I'm reminded of that movie, what is it, Player One, right? When that one executive, he's talking to somebody back in the shop, I think we figured out how we can, cover 70% of the visual space and still make the game playable. I mean, did they hire that guy? Because, their interface, man, it's clumsy. Alright, I went over here last time and I got trapped. Let's hope to not get trapped this time. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Not sure it's something I have any control over, but it sounds like a plan. I like how I kind of surfed that guy. I thought that was kind of cool. Alright. We're not doing so well. Uh-oh. Oh, that sword guy got on me. Actually, it wants to look like a second one. Thing of it is, though, is unless we start taking beacons, this is just all about getting damage in and not being at the bottom, right? Because we're not actually getting any beacons, so he's getting one. Oh, they're starting to. Uh-oh. Well, I couldn't get on him fast enough. Too little, too late. It's a rough night out there. Of course, you know, when you're solo, that what can you expect? Yeah, only one of them underperformed. Is what it is. Let's see. How annoying. Junk. Ooh, 50 power cells. That's a single click of the button. I don't know why they act like they're doing you any favors. Alright, you can click the button once. Oh, thank you, oh kind Pix Lords. Yeah. I understand. I really do understand why some people would get frustrated with them, because, you know. You know, I give offerings every day, and there is a lone goose that comes around from time to time. Here we are in December, and that goose was here. So I made sure he was taken care of. And I'll probably see him tomorrow. You know, we do what we can. How are we looking here, boys? Not so good, really, huh? Yeah, you're only gonna have so many of those Senior Tulums. And, you know, when your team can't hold 2 beacons 3 minutes in, I'm not too worried about anything other than damage again. If we do more than, you know, if we get lucky and the guys start coming back, great, but you know, I think I'm coming to the point where it's just all about the damage again. That's a long count, isn't it? Running high, running high. Going back there, bud.
Titan Slayer.
You know, I am amazed kind of at the range of the heal, right? I'm glad it is what it is because it'd be really tough to keep people going if it was a shorter distance.
Titan Slayer.
What we like to do with these guys here is a little bit of suppression love. surprised you spend so much time going after the Nodens if there's plenty of heals around them. The Mauler had the right idea. You know, that was the third one so far. You notice what they do? They come up behind me. They zip in behind me real quick with the hook. They get the death mark on me. And then from point blank, they hit me with the sonic cannon. It's the right thing to do. However, you'll notice on the one where I turned around and caught him before I got down too far, I hit him with the suppression, stopped the damage, and then guess what? Tide turned. I burned him down. So, is what it is. You know, you'd think my average damage would be higher, but my average damage is actually pretty much for crap. See, 5. Pretty ordinary. Pretty ordinary. Hey, look at the time. I am going to have to go here. Let's try to get one more in, and then I gotta wander. Real life invades. Yeah, that's my next thing. Or not my next thing, but the thing I'm working on now. Is really to approach everybody with more of a good faith outlook. To assume that, you know, maybe not that they're trying their best, but that they're not trying, right? That they're not whatever it was I was thinking before. Give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be given the benefit of the doubt, so I need to give them the benefit of the doubt. And that applies to everything, not just in here. And that's why I was thinking about it, and I was thinking to myself, you gotta update that in order to be able to move forward on something else, right? Another one. Oh, look at all these swords back here. Holy, 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 free holy. There's like a little army of swords back here. fast match, but I'll take it. Like I said, yeah, almost 6:30, 6:25. I gotta wander. Oh, wow, was that close? See, there's why the damage goes down. You know, you end up in a fast match like that, and, you know, I check these ones when I see two people squatted together and one at the bottom. Usually I'll see the one up near the top and one at the bottom. And when I see that, one of them's like Silver League, like way down there, and then one of them's up there. And I know they're doing something exploitive, because then I will see times when the silver one is at the top and the champion one is down at the bottom. So I know it's a single account. They're logging in, doing just the minimum with the one, and then they're running the other one. I don't know what they're gaining out of it. I don't know why they always group with somebody so low level like that, or you know, why they have a second account that's so low like that or doing that. But when I see two and ones at the bottom, now this one was more active. I usually see it be considerably less, just like barely enough to do something. Then I report them for exploiting. I don't know what they're doing, but they look like they're exploiting to me when I see that weird combo. When I don't see the weird combo, I figure, you know, just is what it is. I get tired of having to constantly click these buttons. And just, how about when you earn them, you just give them to me? You know, why do I have to sit here and cycle through screen after screen after screen to get a single booster? It's dumb. I don't appreciate it. I don't understand why they do it. I don't know what they think that they're accomplishing with that. I don't know if they think that they're making the game seem more immersive or more whatever, or more complicated than it is, but nah. You know, and then the other thing that I was thinking about, and I may talk about this at some point, I'm going to have to think about it a little bit more, is that, you know, I watch an awful lot of people worry about their hangars, the build of their hangars, and it seems to me that very often it comes across as though, you know, your hangar build is somehow representative of your skill, and it's not. And you know, well, I don't know if I have anything more to say about it. We'll see if I do or not. I gotta wander though, so I hope you all had a great day. I hope your day tomorrow is a great day. And you know, like that little goose out there, it's tough out there. Act accordingly. Be respectful. Be kind. Take care of yourself, people.